Cece, one word to describe today.
Only one word. Unreal. That's fire. Honestly, unreal.
When Caitlin Clark stepped back onto the Carver-Hawkeye Arena floor, something magical happened. The crowd roared to 116 decibels during player introductions, louder than some NFL and NBA games, and she hadn't even touched the ball yet. But when Clark launched a 36-foot three-pointer from the exact spot where she broke Kelsey Plum's NCAA scoring record, the entire arena shook. 7 months away from basketball didn't change a thing. Caitlin Clark's homecoming wasn't just a game. It was a powerful statement about what's coming in 2025. In this video, we'll break down the magical moments you might have missed from that unforgettable night. If you're excited for the upcoming season, comment "Fired up for the Fever" down below. Let's go.
What does it mean to you to be going back to play at Iowa, but this time with your jersey in the rafters?
Yeah, I'm super excited to go back and play at Iowa. Obviously, a place that has meant a lot to me, and we've had so many amazing games inside that arena. So it'll be fun to be back in front of those fans, and honestly, to get to introduce those fans to all my new teammates. And the Indiana Fever, I think, will be really special because they love supporting all of us. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I know it's gonna be a special day.
What happens when a hometown hero returns after conquering the basketball world? Iowa City gave us the answer, and it was louder than anyone imagined. Hours before tip-off, fans were already lined up outside Carver-Hawkeye Arena. They weren't just there to watch the game. They came early to see the warm-ups, to share the same space, the same air, as Caitlin Clark for as long as they could. The line wrapped all the way around the building, with people standing in the May weather just waiting for the doors to open. And all this, just for a preseason game that wouldn't even count in the standings.
What are you the most excited to show your teammates around campus?
Ooh. Honestly, I'm most excited to show them how cool Iowa City is. Like, people don't realize how good of a college town that place is. My teammates just expect it to be cornfields, but I'm like, no, it's one of the greatest colleges. So yeah, downtown Iowa City is where it's at. So we'll give them a little tour, and I'm sure they're gonna wanna come back.
7 months is a long time in basketball. Being away from professional competition for that long made us miss every single moment Caitlin Clark was on the court. What would she do on her first play? Would she launch a logo three? Those questions were answered the second Clark stepped onto the floor. The roar from the crowd was instant, and it wasn't just any cheer. It hit 116 decibels during player introductions, louder than most NFL games, louder than playoff basketball. And this was just a preseason game.
Yeah, getting to go back to Iowa, it's so exciting. I obviously haven't really been there much since I left about a year ago. And I think just getting to see people that have supported me throughout my career and continue to support me is going to be incredible. But also, like, they're the biggest Indiana Fever fans too now. Like, they want to meet all my teammates. They want to cheer for my teammates. And I was telling some of the girls this the other day, I'm like, they're going to go crazy for you too.
This wasn't just any arena for Clark. This was Carver-Hawkeye, the place where she became a household name. It's where she shattered records that once felt untouchable, where she turned women's college basketball into must-see TV. Today, Iowa is called the epicenter of women's basketball because of Caitlin Clark. The walls of this arena watched her rise from a promising freshman to a full-blown basketball icon. And the fans? They paid an average of $670 per ticket. Not for a regular season game, not for the playoffs, but for a preseason moment they knew was going to be historic. Some drove hours across state lines. Others took time off work just to witness their hero return to her home court.
Good luck finding affordable tickets for the Indiana Fever preseason game against Brazil at Carver-Hawkeye Arena. Seats at the arena for the May 4th matchup between the Indiana Fever and Brazil were first offered to season ticket holders and a few top donors. Didn't take long for them to be gone.
Even Clark's teammates understood the significance of the moment. Lexi Hull wore a number 22 Iowa jersey during pregame, a beautiful gesture that showed this wasn't just another game for her teammate. This was a homecoming.
They're going to have signs about you. They want your autograph. They want a high five from you. And I think that's what I appreciate about them the most is, like, they want to cheer not only for myself, but everybody else on this team. And they have so much fun watching us. So now getting to take the Indiana Fever to them and their environment, I was telling Lexi and some of the other girls this other day, is like, this will be the loudest arena you have ever played in. They're going to scream. They're going to cheer. When I tell them to get up, up, they're going to get up. So it'll be fun to get to go back there since my last time playing there in the NCAA tournament my senior year. So it should be really special.
The emotion hit Clark too. You could see it in her eyes during warm-ups as she scanned the familiar arena, now packed with 15,000 fans. This was the place that launched her into basketball immortality. And now, she was back, not just as a college legend, but as a professional who had already changed the game. But this homecoming wasn't just about nostalgia or ceremonies. As Clark stepped onto the floor for tip-off, it became clear this night was more than symbolic. It was a statement that her bond with Iowa was still strong, and her game had only gotten sharper. When the ball went up for the opening tip, the entire arena leaned in, anticipation in the air. Clark took her spot, that signature focus settling in her eyes. No one in that building could have predicted just how perfect the night would turn out, but they were about to witness it, starting with a shot that would blow the roof off.
Clark, pull up three, you bet!
In sports, some moments go beyond the scoreboard. They tell a story all on their own. Right from the jump, Clark hit the first basket of the game. And yes, it was a three-pointer, but that was just the warm-up. The real moment came later, in the third quarter. With 25 seconds left on the clock, Caitlin Clark pulled up from 36 feet out at Carver-Hawkeye Arena. 3 quick dribbles, and then she launched it. That shot wasn't just another basket. It was Clark's way of telling the world, she's back.
Better looking possessions of the day for Brazil. Here's Clark. Wow! You bet! From beyond the logo! And a little point afterward.
Early in the game, you could see Clark settling into her rhythm. The same confidence, the same court vision that made her a legend at Iowa. It was all still there. Her movements were instantly familiar to anyone who had watched her dominate college basketball. Her passes were sharp, her decisions quick, and that trademark smile was unmistakable. Brazil's national team was already struggling to keep pace with the Fever's offense when Clark crossed half court with that look in her eyes. The one that says, she sees something no one else does. The defenders backed up, but not far enough. They never do. What made this moment even more special was the exact spot on the floor where Clark pulled up. It wasn't random. It was the same location where she had broken Kelsey Plum's scoring record during her senior season, history repeating itself in the most perfect way. Now, with her new team and under her retired jersey, Clark didn't hesitate. From way beyond the three-point line, she launched the ball with that familiar confidence. The shot arced high above the defense, following that signature trajectory Hawkeye fans had seen countless times before. And then, the ball swished through the net without touching the rim, adding that extra bit of magic to an already electric moment.
I said 30 seconds. I'm like, I can make it 2 for 1 word. You knew that was coming. Yeah. Did it get loud in here? When you scored? Yeah. No. No one really cares. You gotta be better.
The reaction from her teammates told the whole story. Later, when Clark asked if the arena got loud after her shot, Sophie Cunningham joked, "When you scored, no." Lexi Hull added with a grin, "No one really cared." That playful back and forth showed something special brewing with this Fever team, genuine chemistry that goes beyond the court. The crowd's response hit 117 decibels, creating a physical sensation that players described feeling in their chests. This wasn't just noise. It was pure joy unleashed from nearly 15,000 fans who had been waiting for exactly this moment. Fever coach Stephanie White summed it up perfectly. The shot was a good momentum builder and exactly what everyone wanted to see from Clark in that arena. That's just who she is, what she does, White said, capturing the essence of what makes Clark so special.
Yeah, I thought it was electric. It's what you've seen, whether it's from the outside on television or being here broadcasting, but to actually feel the energy. I mean, it is a thing when you talk about having a six man, so to speak, crowd energy. It gives you a lift, it gives you a boost. It's why we all do what we do, like to feed into these kinds of environments. And so it was a lot of fun.
This single shot represented everything about Clark. The fearlessness, the unlimited range, the flair for big moments, and the deep connection to her basketball roots in Iowa. The logo three-pointer wasn't just another highlight for social media. It was Clark's way of telling everyone that her WNBA journey was far from over. With that shot, finding nothing but net, the magic she created at Iowa was alive and well. The stage was set for what would become a dominant team performance. The hometown hero wasn't just back, she was better than ever.
I think it's hard to put into words like what exactly it means to me. It's almost overwhelming to a point. Like I'm just very, very thankful to be able to come back to a place that continues to support me and see old friends that are having a great time getting to watch me do my thing, that don't play basketball anymore, that are just my friends, and spending time with them. Like even though it was just dinner last night, like it's just fun to come back here and like kind of feel like you're in college again in a way, but also it was a little weird like going in the locker room. And
the final score read 108-44, but numbers could never truly capture what happened at Carver-Hawkeye Arena that night. Caitlin Clark's return to the court wasn't just a game, it was the first chapter of what promises to be an unforgettable sophomore campaign. Sure, that 36-foot logo three-pointer got everyone out of their seats, but watching Clark for the full 19 minutes she played revealed something even more important. This isn't the same player who left the court 7 months ago. This is Caitlin Clark unleashed.
I don't know, something about this gym like just makes me play well, and these shoes, like it just, I don't know. So there's something about it, but I just, a lot of gratitude and just thankful I can share it with my family too. A lot of them were here, my grandparents were here, and they don't get to come to many either. And yeah, these are the moments that like you never take for granted and you kind of just want to stay in for forever. So
while everyone focused on the final score, something more meaningful was happening on that court. For 7 months, Clark had been away from professional basketball. 7 months to think, to train, to evolve. The question wasn't whether she'd come back strong. It was how much stronger she would be. The answer was clear the moment she hit the floor. The added muscle on Clark's frame wasn't just for show. She absorbed contact in the lane that would have sent rookie Clark stumbling. She finished through defenders who thought they had her stopped. Plays that ended with Clark on the floor last season now ended with points on the board and Clark jogging back on defense.
We want to compete. We want to be our best. We want to compete at a high level. We've got edgy players. We've got competitive players. And I guarantee you it doesn't matter if we're playing cards or if we're playing basketball. They want to win. And they want to do what it takes to win and position themselves to win. So I love that about this group. It means that we don't waste time in practice. They don't waste reps. They don't waste moments we have to get better. And it really is a joy to coach.
Her court vision reached new levels too. One pass in particular stood out, threading the needle between two defenders to hit Aaliyah Boston perfectly in stride for an easy basket. Another time, she spotted Kelsey Mitchell in the corner before Mitchell even realized she was open. The ball arrived right in the shooting pocket, and 3 more points went up for the Fever. What struck everyone watching wasn't just the skill, it was the joy. Every pass, every shot, every defensive stop was accompanied by that unmistakable Clark energy. She smiled after good plays, clapped for teammates, and pumped her fist when Boston grabbed a tough rebound. This wasn't a player just going through the motions. This was someone who truly missed the game she loves.
Clark, pull up 3. You bet! Extra feed, home. Another. Let's see home. Olsen, some trickery behind the back. Paul elevates and drops it in. Here's Clark. Wow! You bet! From beyond the logo! And a little point afterwards.
The post-game moments hit just as hard as the game itself. Clark embraced former Iowa staff members, tears visibly forming in her eyes as she finally checked out of the game. Every single fan stood, creating a wall of appreciation that moved even the most stoic observers. Her post-game interview, where she thanked Iowa fans for always having my back, felt like the perfect ending to a perfect night. As the final minutes ticked away on that 64-point victory, you could feel something bigger happening. This wasn't just a preseason win. This wasn't just Clark putting on a show for her old fans. This was the Indiana Fever planting their flag for 2025. The foundation is being built right before our eyes. A team that moves the ball, plays with joy, and has chemistry you can't fake. And at the center of it all stands Caitlin Clark, the hometown hero who returned to Iowa to show everyone that her basketball story is just getting started.
Honestly, like I was really excited to just get out there and play, and especially getting to do it for the first time this season in front of these fans was really cool for myself. And like just seeing the amount of people and young girls and young boys that stand there and like scream for me to sign their stuff, like I don't take that for granted. Like that's so cool. Like I would be lying to you if I thought that was like just like normal and everybody gets to do that. Like they don't.
Behind all the excitement about Caitlin Clark's homecoming was something even more promising for Indiana Fever fans. Signs that this team is building something truly special. It wasn't just about one player. It was about a completely transformed team. The way the Fever dismantled Brazil showed everything that was missing last season. The ball zipped around the court, finding open shooters while defenders swarmed to the ball, forcing 26 turnovers. Players celebrated each other's success. This wasn't just Clark and friends. This was a real team. After a rookie season filled with growing pains, many wondered if Clark could truly mesh with her new teammates. Could all the individual talent collected during the offseason actually translate into wins? Could they turn potential into results? For one night, at least, the answer was a resounding yes.
How important was it for you to showcase this to your Indiana Fever teammates, that this is special?
Well, I'm just thankful I could bring them all here. I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for them. So, I mean, this is what women's basketball is all about, and all these people, 15,000 people and more, love them too. So that's what's about.
Kelsey Mitchell showed exactly why she's the perfect scoring partner for Clark. Her 17 points, including 4 3-pointers, many coming off Clark's pinpoint passes, were a testament to their growing chemistry. Mitchell's 3 steals also highlighted how her defensive intensity has stepped up. When asked about the offensive improvement from their previous preseason game, Clark didn't mince words. "It wasn't choppy like our Washington game. That was hard to watch at times," she said, giving an honest assessment of their progress.
Who's it? Another chance here for Indiana. Here's Mitchell, wiggling and cupping it in.
Aaliyah Boston's performance might have been the most encouraging sign of all. Her 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists demonstrated the potential of the two-woman game with Clark that could become the backbone of this offense. Boston's ability to make smart decisions with the basketball stood out all night, creating scoring opportunities not only for herself, but also for her teammates.
You have the 3 teenagers on the roster as well.
Here's Mitchell popping and hitting from 3.
Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham proved they're exactly the type of complementary players this team needs. Hull knocked down 3 3-pointers, while Cunningham's energy and basketball IQ created perfect spacing. Their willingness to make the extra pass and find open shots kept the offense flowing. Dana Bonner, Natasha Howard, Sydney Coulson, and Michaela Timpson brought the energy, grit, and hustle. Check out this sweet play from Coulson to Howard. It was a perfect example of how the team's chemistry and unselfish play can create opportunities for everyone.
Indiana. Here's Howard running with Coulson. Oh, Coulson! Some trickery behind the back. Caitlin Clark, a big smile.
Coach Stephanie White's defensive approach looks completely different too. The team held Brazil to single-digit scoring in 2 quarters, something that would have seemed impossible last season. "Our defense was really good," White said, though she noted that they're still working to minimize miscommunications and mistakes. The pace and flow of the Fever's offense looked nothing like last year. Players made decisive cuts, found the open shooter, and played with confidence. Clark orchestrated without dominating, showing complete trust in her teammates. Perhaps most telling was Clark's physical transformation. The added muscle was obvious, helping her absorb contact that would have sent her flying last year. Clark explained, "Being consistent in your training helps you feel better throughout the season and in the playoffs. The game gets more physical." As the final buzzer sounded on that 64-point victory, the celebration wasn't just about the return of a star. It was the first glimpse of a team that spent 7 months building a foundation for what could be a breakthrough season. The Indiana Fever aren't just Clark's team. They're a complete unit ready to make serious noise in 2025.
I'm glad I can be a role model for them, and they have a great impact on me too, and that's why you do it. Even at the end of the day, say I scored 0 points, I'm sure they still would have been there screaming my name and wanting an autograph, and I think that just really kind of puts into perspective the impact, and there's a lot more bigger things in life than basketball.
What happened at Carver-Hawkeye Arena wasn't just a basketball game. It was a glimpse into the future of women's basketball. Clark's return to Iowa showed us something special, a connection between player and fans that goes beyond jerseys and scoreboards. When Clark encouraged that final cheer as she left the court, she wasn't just saying goodbye, she was saying, "See you soon," to a journey that's only beginning. The Fever aren't just building a team, they're building something that could change women's basketball forever. With veterans, new additions, and a coaching staff pushing them forward, 2025 isn't just another season. It's the start of something historic. If you're excited about the upcoming season, comment "Fired up for the Fever" down below. Let's go! Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen and we will see you in the next one.